The alien queen requested a human as a reward. No one understood why. The war was over. For the first time in a century, the great battlefield of Arones 6 was silent. Smoke drifted gently into the pink sky, and thousands of soldiers, both human and alien, stood in tense truce, weapons lowered, eyes wary. The Karate Empire had surrendered. The towering alien race, known for their crimson skin and brutal tactics, had finally bent the knee after their final stronghold fell. At the center of the victory stood Queen Zyrenta, ruler of the Karate. She stepped forward, flanked by her elite guards, her ceremonial silver headdress glinting under the sun. Human diplomats arrived, expecting a formal negotiation. Instead, the queen raised her voice and said clearly, "As part of surrender, I request one thing." The humans tensed. "One human," she said. "I will choose him." The crowd fell into shocked silence. Murmurs spread like wildfire. A single human? What for? A prisoner? A symbol? A hostage? None dared speak. Finally, General Rourke stepped forward and asked, "For what purpose, Your Majesty?" Zyrenta only replied, "He will understand." And then she walked straight to the gathered humans and pointed to one man, a field engineer named Elias. He wasn't a commander. He wasn't even wearing decorated armor. He was dusty, bruised, and had spent most of the battle repairing communications relays and tending to injured soldiers. Everyone stared. "Me?" Elias blinked. The queen nodded once. He was given the choice to decline, but Elias said yes, because he remembered her. 5 years ago, Elias had crash-landed on Arones 6 during a scouting mission. Injured and alone, he'd wandered the alien jungle for days. And there, in a moment that could have been his death, he'd found a wounded alien, one of the enemy. She'd been bleeding, limping, with half her armor shattered. He hadn't known she was royalty. He only saw someone suffering. And without thinking, he helped her. He bandaged her wound, shared his food ration, and carried her to a small cave. For 2 days they barely spoke, only gestures, only shared warmth. Then she left without a word, and he was rescued days later by his unit. He never told anyone. Present day, Elias followed Queen Zyrenta to the karate war camp, past warriors who glared at him in confusion, some in contempt. They didn't understand. No one did. They reached her private chamber, a large, organic tent pulsing with soft light and guarded by bio-armored sentries. Once inside, she removed her headdress and turned to him. "You remember me," she said. "I do," Elias answered. "I knew it was you. The moment I saw your face again in the prisoner logs. I knew." She paused. "I never forgot your kindness." Elias looked at her closely. She was the same, yet different. Stronger now, burdened by rule, but the eyes were the same. Wounded, proud, curious. "I didn't do it for a reward," he said softly. "I know," she whispered. "That's why I came." A stranger in the alien court. Elias was not a prisoner. He was honored. Feasts were held. Alien songs were sung in his name. And yet, the stares never ceased. Why would their queen request a human? The Karate Council questioned her. "He is not a warrior. He is not one of us. He is weak." But she silenced them with a gesture. "This man," she declared, "taught me mercy. He reminded me that strength is not measured by how many fall to your blade, but by whom you choose to lift up." Still, resistance festered beneath the surface. Some called Elias a trick, a spy. Others feared he'd influence her. He kept to himself, learning their ways, speaking little. And yet, wherever he went, he brought quiet change. He shared tools. He helped the injured. He taught a few young ones how to build small radios. He made people laugh. and the queen watched. The attempt. One night, as stars shimmered over the city towers of Zurich-Ka, an assassin slipped into Elias's chamber. He awoke just in time to dodge the blade. They struggled. Elias wasn't a soldier, but desperation lent him strength. Just as the assassin raised the blade again, Queen Zyrenta appeared, her own spear flashing. One strike. The attacker fell. She stood over Elias, breathing hard. Her face, usually calm and regal, was wild with fury. "They will not touch you again," she vowed. Elias sat up slowly, still shaken. "You risked your life for me." "You risked yours for me once," she replied. He met her eyes. That was different. "No," she said quietly. "It wasn't." The bond. After that night, something shifted. The queen began spending more time with Elias, not out of duty, but out of choice. They walked in the glowing gardens of the palace. They spoke about Earth, about karate traditions, about hope. He showed her how to laugh again. And she showed him her people's heart, their stories, their dreams, their fears. She was not just a queen. She was a woman carrying centuries of war on her shoulders, trying to lead her people into a future without blood. He admired her, and she, against everything she'd ever known, began to admire him. One evening, as they stood watching the twin moons rise over cliffs, she turned to him. "I asked for you not just as a reward," she said. He looked at her, silent. "I asked for you because I needed a reminder that even in war, goodness exists, that peace is possible." Elias swallowed hard. "And now," she said, "I ask something more." She stepped closer. "Stay, as my advisor, and more." He stared at her, breath caught. "You want me beside you?" She nodded. "Not as property, not as reward, as partner." Elias looked out over the alien city, the people slowly learning to rebuild, to hope. "I don't belong here," he said softly, "but I want to." Her fingers touched his. "Then you already do." A future no one expected. When news spread that the queen and the human had bonded, shock rippled across both worlds. But slowly understanding followed, because peace had come. And in the heart of that peace was a truth no one could deny, that sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change the course of history. The war had been won, but love had changed everything.